guys, it's Molly. I got from Jerry's Artarama some Lukas pouring medium. Sometimes I call it Lukas. You guys know me and my pronunciation of stuff, right? So sorry ahead of time. But I got some of their pouring medium. They make a pouring medium now, and I wanted to try it out. I'm just gonna do it in a Wrecker ring. I really am just looking to see about the quality, the consistency that it has with the paints, trying to figure out how to mix it and to see how it dries, if it dries with a glossy finish. So also at the end, I will try to show you how I mixed the paints and how I layered the cup. A lot of you guys ask that, and I don't normally put it in, but I thought if you guys wanted to see it, I would show you just this one time. Well, not just this one time, but this one time. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I have my cup here. I'm using no white tonight, believe it or not. So I'm just gonna pour, and I think I'm gonna start pouring kind of in an oval. Ooh, I saw one little, okay, so here we go. And it doesn't matter because all this is gonna spread out in the end, and I'm wrecking it. So I just wanted to try to get the paint kind of closer to the edges. So I'm being kind of careful in the middle because you guys know how I am with my ring pours in the middle. Trying to get all the paint out of here. So what I'll be looking for at the end is how the finish dries on it and how well it keeps its lines. So if you guys watch till the end, you'll see I added just a tiny bit of water because the pouring medium, the way that it, oh, that's a big clump. The pouring medium, the way that it, that I mixed it, and I mixed it with Soho paints, it was still a little bit thick when you mixed it 3-to-1. So I mixed it with a little bit more water, and it's very easy to overshoot with this. So I had to go back in and add more paint. There may even be a couple of little lumps in here because I did that, but I'm gonna wreck this thing and let's see what happens. I love the color scheme. All right, so I really liked, and you guys had so many, some people called it marbling, some people called it a chevron pattern. Let me see, what else was there? And I've looked up all these and I'm like, oh yeah, it could have been that. Oh yeah, it could have been that. So yeah, Jerry's Artarama, I love them. They are so nice. The location by me, I'm telling you, man, they have been so helpful in my journey. You know, I go in there, I ask them questions. They're really knowledgeable. I just really love the store, and I love their paints too. Their creative inspiration is what I use. Okay, I really wrecked this one, but let's see how the pattern stretches out. We'll see. This could have been user error because I could have put too much water in there. So I'll have to give this another try. I have a little bit of medium left if I don't like what comes out, but I'm gonna go ahead and get stretching. So my center rings are actually holding up pretty well. I don't wanna go over the edge yet because I don't wanna lose any paint. Hope you guys can still see what I'm doing here. Oh man, that rose madder with that phthalo blue and that green, wow. Those colors are beautiful. With that silver, it's giving it like a little bit of an iridescent flare. Okay, I'm gonna go over the sides now. Okay, got over that side. Move these out of the way so that you guys can see what's going on. I got over that side over there, and I have some cool ideas coming up, so I just love experimenting. It's really fun. Now I can see some lumps, and it's from my mixing. So like I said, I overshot, and I had to go back, and I had to put more paint in, and every time you do that, it's so much harder to actually mix everything together. So that's my fault, and I know that for next time. This is the first time I had worked with it. The paint is actually moving really well. I really like the consistency that the pouring medium has. Sometimes you never know because the pouring medium can make your paints really, really thin. But this says that it is a resin binder. So this is a true pouring medium, not like Floetrol or some other conditioners. This is an actual pouring medium. And here, let me turn it around so you can see it this way. I'm just stretching my center back to where I want it to go. Okay, so a few things that I did wrong. When I mixed the paints, one, I didn't let it sit for air bubbles, so I have some air bubbles. And then also I didn't mix it that well, so I have a couple little lumps of paint in there. But this was just a first time tester. I'll probably go back and buy some more of this to try it again. Yeah, I got another lump right there, but I really, really like, well, I love the color scheme. I'll see how this silver dries. I was trying to find, so it looks like there's one little part right here that looks like it broke. I wonder if I can just dip my finger right there. If that happens to you and you see it at the beginning of a painting, you can just take your finger or take a little stick and go along that. And since this is a wrecked ring pour, it doesn't really matter, right? Because it'll look like it was there. So I will see how this dries. This kind of, the way that it's doing that kind of reminds me of Amsterdam paint, what happens there. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry. And again, these air bubbles, those are my fault. That's not the pouring medium's fault. But yeah, I mean, I like it so far. We'll see. All right, so let me take you in for a close-up. All right, so the colors did not bleed too much. But again, all those air bubbles, those are from me not waiting after I mix the paint. So if you don't want that, you need to just let your paint sit a little bit. And those little lumps that are in there, those are from me not mixing enough. But the pattern is really cool. The colors are really cool. And I'll see how this Lukas medium dry. I probably am butchering the name of it, but I'll see how it dries. So I'll show you guys the finished result. I will say the side coverage is really, really good as well. It held really well. So we will see. Okay guys, so what I was really testing for was the pouring medium, and this is my mistake. I ended up with all these little pockets. Some of them are from air, and some of them are from little lumps of paint that I didn't mix in. I was so excited to use this, and I overshot in mixing a little bit, and I put a little bit too much water. It does not take a lot of water at all to get the consistency you want. And it's much harder to mix paint back into already thinned out paint. So I ended up with these little lumps. So that is user error. Do not include that in your evaluation of this pouring medium. But I really like it. It dried, can you guys see? It dried super glossy, almost like the Artist Loft Ready Pour paints. It dried that glossy. Almost like it's got a varnish already on it, which is amazing. It did hold the rings very well. There was not a ton of like bleeding into one another. And I just love the color combination with the silver. I know, here's me. Hi. My lighting has not been the best lately in Florida. It's been rainy. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna buy another bottle and play around with this and maybe try some different techniques, but I really do like this medium. I'll probably look at the cost and look at some cost comparisons as well. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Happy painting. Bye. Hello, my friends. So I wanted to test out the Lukas acrylics, which is from Jerry's Artarama. I go to the one I'm in West Palm, and I go to that one, and they are amazing. It's where I do my group classes. They have the nicest staff there. It's like going into a candy store every time I go in because they have so many things. They're like a true art store. It's awesome. But the paint, this medium itself, so this is their brand pouring medium, and I'm testing it out. I'm using actually Soho acrylic paints with them. They're like a medium bodied paint, I would say. Soft body, medium paint, medium body. Anywho, so it says on here that it dries shiny, and you're supposed to use it 3 parts. There we go. Ratio of 3 to 1 pouring medium to paint. I did that, and I just wanted to show you, because I'm going to be doing a recurring. This is still very thick. This is way thicker than, but I wanted to show you what happens when I add just a few drops of water. Like that literally was like one little drop of water. The first thing is that you'll see the color kind of come to the, see that come to the surface. And then when I mix this, just that tiny little bit changed the consistency. So I go bit by bit because I overdid it with the blue. So I'm gonna do one more little drop of water. That's it. And see, you can see the color kind of separating right there, and it gets kind of transparent. But then I'm gonna mix this up. And you can see it's kind of getting there. So this is what I do to get the paint to the consistency that I want. See, that may have actually been too much right there. I think that's actually going to be perfect. So there you see that I overdid it. That one little extra drop almost overdid it. Oop, can you see? So I like it actually to have a little bit more of a mound than that when I'm doing that pour. But so that's what I did to mix this up. So I did 3 parts the Lukas and 1 part paint, and then water to get kind of a medium thickness, and then I'm going to do a ring. All right. Now, some of you also wanted to see how I layer into the cup. So I'm not using white tonight. I'm actually using silver. So I pour, and I've showed this before, but some people are new to the channel. So if you stuck around, this is how I do it. Pour down the side. See how that covered the whole bottom there? I'm going to come down another side. This just gives it depth. Ooh, that doesn't look that mixed in. I might have to mix that for one more second. Okay. And I'm going to come down the other side. Now I'm going to come in with my blue and go down this side. And you can do this however you want, but when I get those cool rings that come out, gosh, it's kind of dark in there now, huh? When I get those cool rings that come out, this is how I'm layering to get it like that. If you want to do a regular ring pour, you just pour them all down the side of the cup and they layer one by one. So now I'm going to go back over top the silver, and I'm just going to keep going like that. And I'm just going to layer them all crazy like, and then pour them out. So if you guys stayed for all this, thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.